Hey, welcome back. We got another beer review. See if we can get through another one here. Another shock. Bissell Brothers. Weary World Rejoices. 8.5% double IPA. Comes out once a year during Christmas time. Canned on December 21st. So, pretty fresh.
January 5th.
January 5th, so a couple weeks in the can. Should be good. Actually, it's a sticker on the back of my laptop there from a couple years ago.
Not an easy name to say after you've had a few beers, though.
It's not easy for me to say it when I'm stone cold sober. Weary World Rejoices. But it's pretty, the name's pretty spot on for the world right now, I would say.
Sure is.
I think we're a little weary of the COVID. Really tiring me out. Have to do with all this stuff. But anyway, it gives an excuse to sit home and taste some beer. And we like to do that.
Every so often.
That pour going. You don't like much head on yours, but I do.
That 100% looks like a glass of orange juice.
Alright, there we go. Top you off.
Thank you.
You are welcome. There we go. Weary World Rejoices. So, Bissell says it's a yuletide celebration of some of the most elusive hops out there. Nelson, Galaxy, and African Queen to evoke a Southern Hemisphere holiday. And besides the hops I just said, it's made with Golden Promise, Maine 2-row, Maine Oats, and Maine Wheat. So, it's got a lot of Aroostook County in this glass. And that
We're in
probably
Aroostook County.
helps make it what it is. Shove our noses in it, as they say.
So, it looks like orange juice. It smells like orange juice.
You get OJ?
I get OJ and pineapple.
I get
Maybe a hint of grapefruit.
yeah, something on my glass. Didn't do a very good job. I'm gonna fire the dishwasher. That was me though. Alright. I'm getting what you said, kind of citrusy, a little tropical, but I'm getting the white grape from that Nelson. That Nelson, to me, I can always pick that out of a beer. I didn't like it at first.
I was gonna say I was a Nelson fan right from the beginning. That was an acquired taste for you.
It was. I don't know what it is about it. It's very different compared to a lot of the hops I like.
So I've already had a sip.
You jumped again. Always thirsty.
And I will say I get everything that I said I smelled, but I get a little lime and white grape.
Some lime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what I got. Cheers, everyone. And it is. There's the Nelson right there. It's what I hit. I'm telling you, if Nelson's in a beer, I don't want to say it ruins the beer for me, but it overpowers everything else in the beer for my palate. It's
so
just
this is
a
good beer, tons of flavor.
Big bitterness on the back.
But it's not a beer for a weak palate.
No, it is.
It's very flavorful.
Punch you right in the mouth.
Yeah, very pungent.
Mm-hmm. But I tell you that Nelson really stands out to me. I don't know if it does for you, but
it does. But I like the Nelson. I have right from.
Oh, I do too. But it took me a while. That one's even got maybe a little alcohol burn in there, and maybe even some hop burn.
Yeah, it's like a burn on the back end going down. There's a burn. So what do you get on the mouthfeel? I get a soft mouthfeel, but like almost like a pulpy orange juice.
Definitely medium to even bigger on the mouthfeel. Pretty, make me drool. Pretty thick beer. I mean, it's a pretty thick double IPA.
Yeah, but for me, I would have to say if I could give it one description, this would be like a glass of orange juice for me. I get a ton of orange.
There's definitely a lot of orange, for sure. But I get all that white grape, that Nelson. It just, I swear to God, you could put 1 pound of Nelson, 29 pounds of Citra, and that Nelson to me is still going to stand out. I can't get away from it.
But like
I
said,
not that that's a bad thing.
It took you a while.
Yeah, it really did.
I
didn't think I liked
it
at all at first. I mean, a couple of years ago, I think we were at, where were we? Marsh Island down in Orono. And I'm like, I don't know what this beer found out. It was Nelson. and I've grown to actually really love the Nelson now. It's in a few of their other beers down at Bissell, and I'm a fan, but it just, even with the Galaxy in it, the Nelson just, to me, overpowers.
So I guess it wasn't an acquired taste for me, because I liked the Nelson right from the first beer I had with the Nelson.
That back end bitterness is really prominent.
The back end burn.
And the burn is good. But I like that in beers. The hazies really, a lot of them have gotten so soft and just nothing to them, basically. I mean, juice bomb, but I like that little bite in there. Like Subby's got a lot of it.
Yep.
But this one here's got even more. So let's take a look at Untappd. About 2,000 ratings. They give a 4.30, so that's a pretty solid score on Untappd. 12 friends of ours on Best Beers in Me gave it a 4.44. And let's see, Avon Stewart, he says, this is phenomenal. I definitely should have gotten more. Happy New Year, Weary World. Well, Happy New Year to you, Avon, cousin Avon, distant cousin.
So I'm going to shock you.
Yes.
I would give this a 4.75.
Ooh, big fan.
I am. I wish they made this more than once a year.
Once a year is good for me. Yeah. I like to have a beer that you have to look forward to.
Well, this is true.
Makes it kind of special. And I don't know if they do that because maybe the African Queen's hard to get. Maybe they only get a little bit of it. I don't know. I don't know much about that hop at all. Galaxy seems to be a little more readily available these days, but I don't know. It's really sweet.
So it's got a lot of, like, I wouldn't really say sweet. Yes, it has some sweet notes, but it's more of pungent fruit for me.
Really?
I guess maybe that's where you get the burn on the back end, but I get like pungent fruits, like the orange juice, the pineapple, like not the sweet types of fruits, but the pungent.
I just get a sweetness up front, the Nelson hops, and a back end burn / bitterness, like punching me in the back of the throat, punching me in the front of the mouth, is doing all the things.
You know, though, you can't go wrong with a Bissell beer.
I mean,
there's been very few.
You're not going to get an argument out of me.
No.
So, the more videos you watch of ours, if you're not tired of them after one or two, you're going to see a lot of Bissell, because that's what we drink a lot of. My fault. Maybe not my fault.
Our first date away was to the Bissell Brewery in Portland.
That it was.
It was a Swish release.
Swish release about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Stood out in the cold.
We did.
You stood out in the cold a little more than I did. Cheers to you.
So it all worked out, but I was pretty sure that that was the only reason he took me away that weekend, was to get the extra case of Swish.
It wasn't. But the extra case Swish didn't hurt. But that's a whole different time. Don't have to stay in line for Swish anymore. Don't have to stay in line for pretty much any beer anymore.
No, it's pretty readily available.
It was fun for a while, though. I used to like the lines. I did. I can't lie.
Well, you know what? It kind of gave you something to look forward to.
Well,
so
it made an event.
The availability now is nice, but it was something you looked forward to. It was an event, like, okay, I'm going, this is what I'm going for, I'm going, you know what I mean? It was something special.
Yeah, and it gave me an excuse to go downstate and hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to go all the way to Portland and go to Milo and Tom and Nicole feel like we're slighting them.
But you know what? Milo's amazing.
No,
I love Milo. It will always be my favorite location.
No, absolutely. Staff there is great. If you're ever in Maine, skip Portland. Go to Milo. You'll really enjoy yourself.
You got
Matt. Don't really skip Portland.
Matt, Justin, Brittany, Dustin. They're amazing. They 100% make the experience.
Taproom staff down there does. Now, I gotta say what I'm gonna rate it. I'm always pretty generous with my ratings.
I hold solid in my 4.75.
Although I was thinking the other day, so on Untappd I give a lot of 5s. Especially the breweries I like. I don't know, maybe I'm being too much of a fanboy. But to me, alright, so here's a good way to think about. So we share our beer, right? Half 8-ounce pours each. Now drinking that beer, do you wish you had more than 8 ounces, or is 8 ounces enough, or is 8 ounces too much?
So for me, actually, not even joking, I was thinking this before we started this video. For me, so if it was Gunner's daughter So sorry, I always said I would never drink dark beers. They're gross. But Gunner's Daughter was my first stout and will always be like right here. But for me, I really like the 8 ounces are good for me because I feel like when we do beer shears in the evening, I get to like experience twice as much as what I normally would if I drank a 16-ounce beer. You know what I mean?
But what I'm trying to get at is a good way to think. Is this a 5 beer? Is you would want more than the 8 ounces. 8 ounces ain't enough because you really love this beer. However, a 5, I'm thinking out loud here on this review. You just got to bear with me. A 5 should be a beer that's like, holy, I'll never forget this beer. That should be a 5. I give out 5s way too easy.
So this is why I probably wouldn't give this a 5.
Right.
Because it's not a beer that I think I need all the time. I can't live without. But it's a beer that when we sit down and share this, I completely enjoy. Like I am completely satisfied when I drink this beer. It's very enjoyable.
I mean, ratings are all subjective anyway.
Absolutely.
But I was thinking that the other day, I'm like, I just rank everything 5, and that's stupid. I don't
so
rank
for
everything
me,
5,
a 4.75 is a big rating.
Right.
Like I wouldn't give very many 5s.
I'm not very liberal in life, but I'm pretty liberal on that.
But 4.75 would be a big rating for me. Like that would be pretty close to a 5.
I didn't even notice, but I'm dressed kind of almost identical to Mick Foley.
Yeah, but you have your teeth.
My black
but you have your
my
teeth.
T-shirt underneath.
And your ear.
Oh, and I have my teeth. They're not the greatest, but I have them. And I do have both ears. I just happened to see it. I'm like, totally, we didn't script that. But Mick Foley's wearing almost the same type of gear as me. I'm like Mick Foley. I even got the white in my beard and fat and old. And
yeah, but you've earned it. That comes with age.
Up top, though, I look more like Stone Cold. Anyways, I'm getting way off track.
Okay,
here.
So getting back to the beer.
Right off the rails here on
a 4.75 would be pretty close to a 5 anywhere else for anybody else. Like that's a
solid score. But that's what I'm getting at. If I really love a beer, I should give it a 4.75. Unless it's a beer that I'm like, I'll never forget this beer. That should be a 5. A beer that makes that much of an impact on me.
So
I can tell you one right off the top of my head would be King Creamsicle from
Treehouse. Oh, amazing.
Now that one is a beer I'd never forget. That should be a 5.
Yeah.
We split that beer down on vacation, and I was like, whoa.
We split that the night
that
before
was like drop the mic shit.
The fire in our hotel room.
That's right.
Our hotel.
Jeez, there wasn't actually a fire, but the fire alarm woke us up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
On my birthday. Was that the morning of? It was, wasn't it?
It was.
Can't
so people would probably...
No, that was the night.
No, it was the morning of your birthday.
Okay, so you're saying the night before is when we drank that beer.
Yes. We
went
to
Treehouse.
We did,
the game sucked and we were tired.
So I have to say a 5 for me, and I will go back to this, because I did not think I would like dark beers, and this is a Nutty Bar in a glass.
That's a Nutty Bar in a glass?
Nope. A 5 for me would be a Gunner's Daughter.
Oh.
All the time, every day. And I don't give 5s
every
out easily.
Time? You never get a bad can?
Nope.
Mass Landing just nails it?
Nails it every
they
time.
Probably do.
And so,
shout out Ian Dorsey.
The one time I was able to go to the brewery and have a Gunner's Daughter Nitro.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
That was great.
We'll do a review on a Gunner's Daughter.
Yeah. We have to review all the iconic Maine beers, and I think I would put Gunner's Daughter as an iconic beer.
But for me, that's a 5, because I didn't think I would ever like the dark beers. I wasn't going to try them. I didn't, and for me, that's a 5. Every time.
Jeez, we talked about a lot of things on this, except for this beer. No, we talked quite a bit about this beer.
We did, and I would highly recommend this beer. The mouthfeel, the pungent fruit flavors, like everything about this is amazing. Like they nailed it.
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to go even as high as you probably. I don't know something about this beer. It's really good. It's not their best, I wouldn't say. I do look forward to it every year, though. I remember Tom even went and got some for me at the brewery.
I'm a solid 4.75 on this. Solid.
All right. I'm going to go more like a 4.25 for whatever reason. That just feels right to me tonight. I just said I was going to try to stop doing so many 5s, so I'm going to go 4.25. So 4.5 between the two of us. That's all right.
Not bad.
All right, like we said, it comes out once a year, so Probably none around anymore, but next year you can look out for it. There might still be some kicking around. I got this at Damon's down in Waterville.
Yep.
Shout out Damon's. Good beer store here in Maine.
Damon's is amazing. You can get a ton of beers, different, like a variety of wheat.
And you can buy singles. Unlike our local beer store, Kent, Thirsty Dog, I told him 1,000 times sell singles, but he will not do it.
So for me, the singles, so Damon's is great because I really don't want to go into a place and pay $20 for a 4-pack for something that I'm really not sure I'm going to like. I want to do like a mixed 4-pack and then go back and say, hey, this was amazing, and then buy a 4-pack.
With the price of beer, it's hard to buy a 4-pack if you've never had it.
Absolutely.
But I bought a 4-pack of this because I've had it and I like it. Anyways, let's wrap this one up. We're on to another. Weary World Rejoices, Bissell Brothers. Cheers, everybody.